I don't, hold on just a second, James, if you would. My intro.
Pencil in case you hear something you
Hey,
need to remember.
James. Uh, uh, Let me talk to the audience here a minute because I
That
didn't.
gives them a chance to come on.
That gives us a chance to a few people to come into the stream. Uh, I'm Thomas. My wife here is Medina. Look, Dana, you
Yeah,
don't have to get
hey.
over there. You probably talked to her on the phone. Um, are on the internet. We're waiting for people to come in. We've got about 20 something in the chat now, or in the queue. I can see up there how many we got. We give us a couple minutes for everybody to get here, and I'll explain. I'll explain what you're doing here.
Okay. Can you guys hear me
I'll
just fine?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I can. I can hear you good. Um,
Okay.
First of all, to our subscribers, we want you to remember that with our channel, it doesn't matter who you are, what background you come from, or
what
anything.
color you are, what
If you've got a missing family member, we
anything.
want to help.
We want to help you if as best as possible. Okay, we're getting
They said we're blurry. It may be that.
blurry. I don't know. Our last couple of nights, this computer camera up there has been not clear for whatever reason. Just get over there, Dean. Let them
Well,
see
I'm gonna have to get in your lap. Either that, or you're gonna have to turn the computer a little bit more.
Okay. All right. James, why don't you tell everybody and we'll show some pictures of your sister and we'll tell everybody about her
What happened?
and what happened and how she became missing.
Okay, absolutely. So again, I'm James. Hello to everyone. Sequoia is my sister. Um, we're both from Ohio. We're both from Toledo, Ohio. Actually, she resides in Columbus, Ohio, currently, and that is where she was last seen. She was last seen August 31st, leaving her home, and she was supposedly going to the store. Now if she got like a phone call or a text message in between her leaving the house and going to the store, we kind of really don't know what happened. It's a mystery. We haven't even gotten any leads from like the detective or anything like that. So all we know as of today is that she was just going to the store, and we're still missing her vehicle. She hasn't been like on any social media. She hasn't reached out to her mom or our biological mother or her adoptive mother. No family members at all. She hasn't reached out to anyone since August 31st. So it's been over a month now, and we have no leads. We have nowhere to turn at this point. It's just like, we're just keeping our fingers crossed and praying at the same time, and, keeping faith that she does return home safely, or at least we can find
How
some answers as to what happened.
what does the detective say as far as her phone? She has her phone, is that correct?
Yeah, the phone is still missing alongside with the car. Both are still missing. They haven't found any as far as like the last pin location. They haven't even found that yet because she had her location services turned off. So for everyone that has iPhones, please turn your location services on. So if something does happen, people can find you, at least where you last
Well,
were.
James, I'm a retired police officer and detective. I had 33 years of service. It really does not matter if she had her location service turned on or not. The police can find out her last ping location of her phone. It doesn't matter if she had her service turned on or not. That through wherever you go, wherever your phone is, uh, police can tell what towers. They can't maybe tell exactly where you are without that, but they can tell if you're pinged off of this tower. And then what they'll do is triangulate it. they'll go between that tower and that tower, and they can triangulate it. So they can tell with if they do a subpoena or something on her phone to tell where it was last pinged
What
at.
kind of car did she have?
It was a 2009 Black Ford Fusion, tinted windows. I tried the Ford Pass trying to locate it when I was there because I live in Georgia. So I did go
Okay.
up back to Columbus, Ohio for 2 weeks, and I was trying to do everything that I could as far as detective work. I was trying to be a detective myself, trying to find,
Right.
different ways to go, different leads, and we haven't found anything besides what I've already given the detective. And I do know, going back to what you said, Thomas, that is your name, right? Because I see it in the corner.
Right, right.
Okay. So, and that's what I was assuming, like, they could get something, but from what the detective, maybe it's just him not giving us the information to interfere with the investigation, and that could be it too. But he hasn't told us a last location. He hasn't told us anything at all. Like, I call him every single day. I leave voicemails, and
Well,
I
that's
wait for him to
good.
call me back. That's all I can
Right,
Okay.
do right
that's good.
now.
You need to be the greasy wheel for sure. Let me show a picture of her in the headline that we have for them. Uh, Sequoia Cooper, missing transgender woman vanished in August. The family is searching for answers. And I don't really care if she was trans or not. That makes no difference to me. But it could play in her disappearance because
Absolutely.
unfortunately, the um, your LGB, if I don't know the acronym 100%, but gay, lesbian, trans, community in the past and even now, there's still a lot of prejudice and risk in just social life in general.
Hey, can I
Um,
ask you something? The car has not been found. And I know recently there's a group that goes and searches water around for vehicles. And recently they found a car of a woman that was missing in the 70s
mhm.
that had gone into a water area, a pond or a lake or something. They found her car.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, just because her car's in doesn't mean that she's
but there was
deceased.
some,
But
no,
uh,
but there was something that with this one that they
that
found the
group
car.
is called Adventures with a Purpose. They
Is there
do
any water around where
Adventures
she
with a
lived?
Purpose.
Yes.
right.
Yeah,
Is
there's a
there
lot of
water?
water. I think it's like Westerville Lake or something like that. It's a lot in that particular area. Unfortunately, if something like that happened, it may be a very long time before we actually know something.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it doesn't take that long, but it's up to God at this
yeah,
point to lead us in the right
right.
direction.
And I want to go back and see here. This is was posted a call to action. Uh, says we Sequoia is missing, y'all. We are joining her partner, best friend tomorrow at a flyer around her neighborhood to help spread the word. We ask the public to join, and we can cover as many streets as we can. And it gives the address there in Columbus, Ohio, and the time. And I don't know what day that was that was put out, but have you talked to all of their friends and associates and all that? And have you been to any like gay clubs in the area to find out if anybody have seen her there?
See, the thing is, Sequoia, she was a general manager for McDonald's, so she didn't party much. She didn't hang out. Her It was just her and her partner. She has one friend that was also from Toledo that lives in Columbus that she was very close with, and those like literally her circle is so small because she goes back and forth to Toledo to visit her mom and our mom and stuff like that. So her circle was so
Mhm.
small. She didn't go out. She didn't hang out. That wasn't her. She was work, home, and she took care of her two pit bulls. So that was kind of her routine. But when it comes down to like extracurricular activities, I wouldn't even know where to begin, to be quite honest. Everyone
So
probably has something that they do, as far as fun or leisure or whatever, but
right.
she's not here, and her partners gave us everything that we could go off of, basically. And we're just kind of,
So tell me, she went to the store basically and disappeared. Is that how it was?
yep, she just went to the,
So
she said she
did
was
she
going to
make
the
it to the
store,
store?
and she did not make it to the store. That was the thing. They checked the cameras at the store that she said she was going to. She did not make it to the store. But it's so many
Are
cameras
there
in
any
that area
cameras?
that you would think that they would find something as far as detective work. But honestly, I'm gonna go back to what you said as far as being transgendered. I think that at the beginning when this happened, they weren't taking it as seriously. I think that because she was transgendered, and as well as black as well. I got to throw that in there because in our life that we go through, we sometimes didn't have the best upbringing, or we got into trouble when we were younger, so they kind of go off of that, and she literally has been on the right path. So this is strictly out of the blue, because I know a lot of people say, well, what was she into? Was she doing drugs or anything like that? No, she literally was working, going home. She had a home, a house. She was taking care of her business and evolving her life, and unfortunately the bad things don't happen to us when we're doing bad. It happens when we're doing good, when we're trying to do better.
Right.
So I think this is just one of those situations. And again, all we can do is pray at this point, is just hope
Is there
that
any were they ever any domestic violence between her and her partner?
no, not that I'm aware of. I asked that question. Honestly, this was my first time meeting her partner when I went to Columbus for 2 weeks. That was my first time meeting him. Um, so I don't want to say that, I don't want to be like, yeah, but no, I don't think that it was like physical abuse or anything. Everyone argues, or everyone has,
Right.
Right.
disagreements or whatever the case may be, but there was no physical altercation or anything like that that took place. I did go to the home and check out the home. Literally, I was there like the next day or 2 days. I was checking to see if like maybe blood spatter. I was secretly looking, but I couldn't find anything. I rode in the truck that he has. I didn't see anything. So I don't think it was like a physical altercation that took place between her and him. But I can't guarantee that either. I'm just the
Right.
How
brother,
long
and
were
I'm
they together?
400 miles away. So I don't
How
know
long were they,
as much as maybe I should. So I'm sorry. Say that again.
James? How long were they together?
7 years.
Oh, wow. Okay. Uh,
Yeah, they
well,
were.
let me give you some suggestions what I would do.
If you've got a pen and a
Yes, please.
paper, grab it.
Yep. Let
One
me
thing
grab that
is,
real quick.
okay,
And well, she's not there.
let me make some suggestions first.
He needs to go back and read these.
Okay, I'm ready.
First off, I would go where she lived, and since you're not sure if the police are doing it, this is their job. But if it was my relative, I'd want to do it on my own too. I would check their neighbors. I would physically go to the door, ask them if they remember seeing anything or if they've ever heard any arguing next door,
Good job.
if they've, anything out of the ordinary. If you've seen anybody hanging around the house that you don't know, they don't know, and ask them if they remember when the last time they saw her, and if they possibly have any surveillance cameras like a ring camera on their front door or any type of cameras, because a lot of people have surveillance cameras now. And I would check on either side of her house at least 5 or 6 houses out.
Okay.
Now,
What
it's
one?
Okay.
not what it's not the easiest thing to approach somebody cold, the door cold, and say this, but start out, this is my sister. I'm worried. We're sick. We're sick. We've got to take the ball on this too, and try to find out if there's any film or camera. That's the main thing. If they saw them leaving a car, car. They saw him leave on foot. Was anybody in the car? And maybe lit up behind them. You have to look at all angles. I know a lot of police departments have traffic cams, and surely they've checked the traffic cams, like east and west of where that she drove from, and you know, they can follow that. What year car?
It it was a 2009 Ford Fusion, so it didn't have the
Okay.
Ford Pass is what they call it, where they can track the GPS. It didn't have that
Right.
model installed. I tried. I called Ford myself actually and
Have you
tried that.
know? Do you know if the police have entered the vehicle and her into NCIC as a missing person?
Yes, they said they have. I spoke with the detective. I spoke with I want to say Attorney General or something like that of Columbus, something. I called them
Mhm.
and they did actually put her up on the missing persons website. I believe the vehicle is attached as well with like the
Okay.
VIN number and stuff too. So yes.
Right. Good.
Okay, I've got a question from one of our subscribers. What time of the day did she go to the store? And could we find out how close this store is to her home? And they want to know the detective's name if you have that.
Yes, I do. Give me 1 second.
I don't think you need to say his name on the air.
Oh, you don't?
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Rhonda,
James, I don't think we
Yeah,
need to
it's the
say his name
Columbus
on the air. I don't think we ought to
it's
tell that
Columbus Police
detective's
Department.
name on the air.
Okay, I got you. It is Columbus
But
Police Department.
okay.
well, what time of did
Um
she go to the store?
yeah, it was about 11:30 p.m. and the store closed at 12. So she was trying to make it before the store closed.
Is
That
it
is what
close
I
to
do
her
know. The
home?
store is approximately, yeah, it's about 4 minutes, four to not even 5 minutes. Like you could
Dang.
get there
You know what she
really
went
quick.
to the store for?
Bottled water. She doesn't drink tap water, so she drinks like the flavored water, and they ran out. So she was going to the store. She had $7 on her. I believe it was either $7 or $11 is what he said she had. She left like $300 sitting on the table at home, so it's not like she had a lot of money. All she had was $7. She was in her nightgown, and she had her hair wrapped up when she left out.
No type of none of her credit cards, nothing on her bank active at all since then.
Not to my knowledge, and I've asked that question several times to the detective as far as bank statements or transactions because they're the only ones that can access that. Unfortunately, we can't. So we don't know. I know she's gotten paid since she's been missing. So that's my ultimate question. Is there money still in the account? That's kind of what
Right.
I'm shooting to get the answers to, but the detective explained to me there's like a subpoena process to get access to the bank records. So that's a process, and he has not given me any update pertaining to that as of yet.
Was your sister and her partner married or just living together?
No, they were just living together.
Okay. Um, you know, it could have been a crime of opportunity, especially if they were in the robe and or hair up, just a crime of opportunity. But for her not even making it to the store, uh, it it would. I just don't understand. Well, they need video. I think video is the number one thing that you could try to find. Is just try to find. I'd want to see maybe if your neighbors had ring cameras on their door or somebody saw something, because if if she drove off and then somebody was in the car, hiding in the car or whatever, then that could be pretty much, they could tell it right away.
4 minutes down the road
4
doesn't
minutes
give a
down,
lot of
that's right.
opportunity for
Right.
something to go wrong. Somebody asked, what area of Columbus is it? They're very familiar with that area. They grew up there.
Yes, it's off of Jeez, I can't even think right now. Like Weber and like that area, Weber, Cleveland Avenue.
Okay.
Her actual street was Howie, so it's like between Howie, Weber, and Cleveland. That's the area, and I've been up and down the streets, up and down the alleys. I've even checked the neighbors. Unfortunately, that neighborhood it didn't have many Ring cameras because, like here in Georgia, everyone on my street almost has a Ring camera on their door.
Right.
So, unfortunately, in that particular area of Columbus, Ohio, there wasn't many. I do know when they went out and did the flyer and they were speaking to neighbors and stuff like that, but unfortunately, no one seen or heard anything at that time. So,
Well, I would also check businesses in the area, banks, because anytime if you have a bank that has a drive-through or a a debit card placed, all those things have cameras on them, and they shoot way out there. And we've
right.
actually gotten pictures of cars driving down the road on a bank camera, and they run 24/7 all the time. They never cut off. So you could probably, and I think they hold those tapes for a long period of time. So most commercial business only hold them about 30 days. But I would, if I were you, I'd drive down the road in both directions, especially driving in the direction of the store, and look at there's cameras on the walls of businesses down in there, and then go to those businesses and ask them, how long do you keep your video? If you keep it, they say, oh, we still have that video. If they won't let you have it, call the detective and say, hey, I saw the business here, and he said he's got video of that street. Is there any way y'all could go and pull that video and say if we could see if anybody's in the car with her? I mean that just takes legwork. That's all it takes.
What's her car? Black? Did you say it was black?
Yes, black with tinted windows.
Okay. And one of the people on here said, one of our subscribers said, if she only had to make it down, let's say the store closed, onto a different store down the road, they need to check a different store to see about a camera.
Yeah, the detective, he allegedly he checked both stores that's closest to her home for the camera for around the time that she went missing, but they didn't have anything. He did say that because him and her partner, I don't want to say his name as well, but her partner,
Yeah.
Right. No.
they both have been working together trying to pinpoint certain things, but nothing has come up. Like it's been since August 31st. We've been trying so hard
Right.
since August
Has
31st.
has there been a reward established for information leading to solving this case?
No, we haven't gotten that far because when we posted up flyers and we were asking for information, we got a lot of false leads. A lot of people were doing ransom, and it was freaking us out because we assumed it was real. And the detective was
Right.
like, I think it's people fishing for money. So we kind of stopped doing that because I don't want a whole bunch of misinformation, and
Right.
someone may have seen her, and because
Right.
we've even gotten that too. They was like, they thought they seen her on the bus, pulled the bus cameras, it was not her. So it's just, of course we're going to get that, but I haven't put
Right.
anything out because I think I'm gonna get a lot of people just trying to get the money at that point. So,
Well,
but it
we
is a good
mentioned
idea,
this.
absolutely.
We mentioned this too, and if you put out a reward for information leading to a safe return, and put the number for the police department,
About the governors.
and also you can call the governor's office and ask them to give a governor's award.
Yeah.
Normally, any governor will establish a governor's award. They usually do something like $5,000.
Also, hey, James, also, we did you watch Tuesday night when we did the mother of the postal worker? Were
No,
you able to
I
watch?
was on my way to North Carolina and I was trying to catch it, but my service was going in and out through the mountains. So I was like,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I
She
did miss that.
said, that's okay. She said that the postal workers put up a $25,000 reward for the return for the information about her daughter. So McDonald's ought to put up a reward for her.
Yeah, McDonald's might do
Right.
it.
They may add
And
you a
you know,
reward.
here's the thing. If the number to call would be the police department and not you, then I know that her father was doing a lot of handing out. So they had a bunch of volunteers and they were stopping cars and like at an intersection and giving them leaflets. And he said that he got tons of people calling and saying, you give me $10,000, I'll take where your daughter's at and stuff like that. But then they started funneling all the information to the police department, and that stopped. They still got a lot of false leads, but they got other leads that might be good. Somebody, it's like we say,
Right.
somebody knows something out there. And, you know,
Absolutely.
I'm going to talk about at the end of this broadcast, I'm going to talk about a couple of other cases, and one of the cases involves two guys that went hunting ginseng in the mountains and had not returned. And these are like 55 and 41-year-old mountain boys. I mean, these old guys are hanging. I mean, they if you look at them, they look like they raised in the hills, and they probably were. But you just the I guess you can't give up hope that something's going to happen, and you've got to pass out flyers. You've got to um, put out information as much as you can. Share it. Have them, share it. The information with as many people as you can. Um,
I want to see the poster again.
and let me show you some pictures. I'm gonna show, not talking to you, James, but as many of the other people. This is her
Okay.
a thing, sign up to search, and I don't know what time this was, but this is a call to action things that some posters that came out in reference to her 33 5'5" to
145 pounds.
145 pounds.
She was little.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, wearing black and white sandals, Columbus, Ohio. And then this is her with the hair. I guess she's not wearing a wig there. Uh, and it tells on the way to the store. Um, Driving a 2009 black Ford Fusion. And they left home. It took police almost 3 days to take action. So her boyfriend, brother are asking for your help in communities elsewhere. And this is the tattoos that she had on her leg or thighs, um, on her back thigh, the name Sequoia, and a tattoo on her right front thigh that says "Go get the money." I guess it's a
$sign.
dollar sign on that. Hey, I don't blame her. And so I guess I would tell you the best way to find any information on her is to locate the car. That is the
Yeah.
number one. If you can locate the car, DNA can be serviced from the car. Evidence will be in the car that would find out what type of neighborhood it was recovered in. So that is the key to it, is finding the car. I would, if nothing else, be, you know, if it takes you and a group of people that want to help search up in that area, is to apartment complexes, even in the area, driving around for the car. Uh, the police are going to check most likely empty parking lots at night, clubs, anything. I know that there was a girl in Florida that we have covered before, last name Keese. Her car was missing for a couple of days the same way, and the police said, if we can find the car, that's the key. Well, they did find the car. They did have even video, but unfortunately, it didn't come up. It didn't.
Well, think about the Gabby case. A video YouTuber passed by where the car, her van was, and that was the location where her body was found. They just
Mm.
happened to catch it driving by, and they went
And
back
I
and looked.
think the one thing the Gabby case has done, it has woke everybody up to missing people.
Yeah.
And um, we of course is still hot and heavy in the news. So that's what I say is strike while the iron's hot. And that goes for your sister's case, that goes for everybody's case. And it doesn't, to me and us, we don't care if the missing person is black, white, trans, you know, bi, whatever. We are interested in the person. It's a creature of God, and we believe that we're Christians, and we believe that we
Every life
can make every
matters.
life matters, and we believe we can make a difference. And so we are going to continue, and as you should also, and there's no doubt talking to you that you are going to continue to try to locate her.
Okay, I think James, figure out in her area how many bodies of water. It's odd that her car hasn't been found.
Well, but it
I
could
know.
be, like I said, apartment complexes, clubs that even if she did not go to that club, if are the clubs in the area, are the gay clubs in the area, even if she didn't, you know, I would check everything within the area parking lots, drive around, give the boyfriend a group of the area, maybe on a map, get with her friends, some of her friends, some of her male, female friends, give them a section of the map and say, okay, we are going to drive by these parking lots and try to locate this car and do it in sections. And if it might take a while to do it, but uh, the police apparently, it's like this. I'll tell you how it is. You know how it is. Certain cases get better results than other cases. You've got to, and police departments can be extremely busy, robberies and violent crime, that a lot of times they put this on the back burner, as being, oh, well, this is a trans, yeah, there. She's probably got in a fight with her boyfriend, or, hate to say it, but race may play into it. We don't know what, or they just could be extremely busy on other things. Just like the postal worker the other day, she was black, but it was in a neighborhood where it was
It
in
was
the
South.
city of
Yeah.
Chicago. Chicago, it's like a urban warfare almost in Chicago. So, you know, they were saying, well, the police haven't done this and hasn't done that. I said, every weekend there's 15 people killed in Chicago. It's like a war zone more than Iraq.
Yeah.
So, but that's not an excuse by any means. But I'm just saying that when you have an area where crime is happening, it's not an excuse, but that's what it is. It is what it is. Now, did she live in a higher crime area, or was it?
Yes, that area is not a good area. Even when
Was that
when
good?
I was riding around, I didn't feel comfortable riding around at night. So it was just like everything I did
Right.
was in the daytime. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel safe. So yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Rhonda, one of our subscribers, she knows somebody in Columbus PD. And so that's why she was asking the name, but I can give it to her later. You can private message it to me and I'll give it to her. She said, have the detective contact Crime Stoppers and they will put up a reward also.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
have the detective contact Crime Stoppers.
And let me tell you something else that I would do too. And this tends to get, uh, and it's a way to get Crime Stoppers, call in and Crime Stoppers off this reward. Try to contact the media, somebody, preferably a woman. It seems to be, and I say this, I hate to sound sexist, but preferably a woman they seem to pull the heartstrings a little bit more than a guy for whatever reason, try to contact somebody that does human interests or does reporting, investigative reporting with the news media, and see if they will do some type of story on this. Because even if they've done, I did see a couple of stories and watched them. You need to be and you seem like the type of person, and you would be just like, you seem like somebody that'd be like me in this case. You want to be a
A
kind of
dog with a bone.
right. You want to be the thorn in their side. In other words, you
Right.
don't want to be the one that says, "Oh, I'll let them. They're busy. I'll let them handle it." No, call like you're doing. Call the detective every single day if you have to. When I was working investigation, and I mainly worked narcotics, but the person that called me about a drug house or called me about a bunch of people that dealing dope in an area, if the people that call every single day or every other day, those are the people finally you're just going to hand it to your best guy and say, "Hey, I need this taken care of." I don't want it. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. The person that causes the most, calling every day, calling all, finding out this. I want to know, they are going to get results, because believe me, even if they're busy, they don't want to have to, you know what I mean? It's it's a way of making stuff happen your own way. And another thing, I would find out the councilman in the area, like the councilman in where she lived,
Mm-hmm.
and contact them and see if that they can't maybe get something where started where the police would be, put some heat on the police to do something. And another thing, because she is trans, get a hold of the local chapter of the what is it, LG,
LGBTQT.
right,
Yep.
LGBTQT, and see if they would uh put it out there more. In other words, they're an organization now that seems to be able to get a lot of things done in the political area to um to spread the word to to
James,
get this
also
get
tomorrow,
help.
tomorrow, go back and watch this video again and read the comments, because a lot of people in here are giving you suggestions, and sometimes it's going so fast I can't keep up with it. But Rhonda said stonewallcolumbus.org is a resource for that.
Yeah,
Have you
I'm familiar with Stonewall.
Have
Yeah.
you talked to the people she worked with at McDonald's? Was there any kind of, somebody coming in that was bothering her, maybe hitting on her, and she was,
Stalking
yeah.
her, complaining about her, any employees that had a problem with her there.
Nope.
Uh,
One thing I can say about Sequoia, my sister, she will be the person, like, she puts the hammer down. So she if someone was bothering her, we would know. Like, she would make it very obvious. And that's why I do believe we do need to find the car, because if some foul play did take place, she would let it be known of what happened to her. She would make sure, whatever, something happened inside the vehicle or outside the vehicle, around the vehicle, she would leave some type of evidence. She would let people know.
find
So
out
she's a fighter.
also find out also if she fired anybody lately
Yeah.
or got somebody fired there
Yeah,
lately.
you're right. You're
And I'm
right.
talking about lately within the last month or two. That's how lately would be, maybe 3 months. That somebody would have a grudge against her or
And
any way.
ask her boyfriend and her friend, just by chance, did she ever just mention in passing, well, this guy, or he hit on me today and I put him in his place real quick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe
Right.
she
Right.
insulted his manhood in a way that made him think, I'll just show you, you know.
Right.
I mean, those things
Absolutely.
happen.
And I'll be very honest with you too. The type of crimes where we've seen the most violence and stuff has been in the gay community, because it seems like, I don't know why that is, but when we go out to a domestic where there's a gay couple, it seems to be incredibly violent. I don't
And
know why.
her being transgender, bring up the hate crime. I mean,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean that would definitely
it could
be
be it
it would
could be that.
definitely be a hate crime, involving that. But we wish you the best, and I would ask you to please keep us advised about what's going on with her case. And
absolutely.
if we can
Absolutely.
have you on again or help you in any way,
You've got a
we
GoFundMe page. If
we would do it.
we'll put the link on our community page so that if anyone of our subscribers want to help out, they can. If you
Thank
can get a
you.
billboard, listen, if you can get your money up, your what is that called?
Funds up or whatever. Reward up.
Reward. I couldn't even think reward. I'm losing my mind tonight. Reward up. Money makes people talk, and
Right.
especially in a low income area. You put up, if the governor puts up 25,000, McDonald puts up 25,000, that's a $50,000 reward. And I
Absolutely.
would, with her being a manager, I'd be shocked if McDonald said no.
Yeah.
I would
Absolutely.
be really shocked.
If nothing else, too, the thing is, flyers does make a difference. If you could go down to your place um, and put up flyers and try to even if you
We were
even
talking
if
to
you're
the
with this
young man.
group, getting this group, and you can set up in the neighborhood in the daytime near a stop sign or red light and just put it in, and everybody that drives by, you know, please help me find her, please help me find my sister, any information. We've even
Okay, can I
said
call you back?
get a what
What?
we call a
Okay. Bye.
burner phone, as we call them, just go and where they buy like 100 minutes on it or whatever, and put a message in the, don't ever answer it, just put a message on there saying, if you have information about location, please leave a message. And that way you don't have to put up with, you can weed those messages out when you get them. You don't have to listen to some guy saying, look, I'll give you your, I can tell you where she's at for $25,000, something like that.
Yeah,
And
because
then
we've
if
gotten
somebody,
that.
And
oh,
listen,
I'm
you know
sure.
this, I'm
And
sure.
if you have,
Don't meet anybody by
no,
yourself. Even you being a man, don't you meet anybody by yourself.
yeah, that's,
That's
Right.
that's
Absolutely.
thing
asking to
is,
disappear.
I would, if you do something like that, then you can take any messages that you feel like might be credible and then take them to your detective and say, I've got this. But
Absolutely.
I
it's all about y'all. But I can't. We've talked about this before. I don't know what I would do if I had a friend or relative, or I don't have any brothers and sisters, but son or daughter that is would disappear without an answer. But the key is finding the car. That is number one. I would do all of my efforts in that area right now. I would, like I said, I would section off the city and have friends go out and check these streets. And even if they say, well, she wouldn't be over there, we don't know who's took the vehicle and did something with it. But I would definitely have check every street. I mean, it wouldn't every street and every apartment complex within a 10-mile radius,
don't the
say.
police have on their car where it takes the license plate.
Some do,
Some
some
don't.
don't. It
Okay,
depends.
James, one of the things is also look at adventures with a on YouTube. Okay. That is
Adventures.
Adventures with a Purpose. They come out and look for vehicles in. So if there's water around, they may be willing to come and help you. They're a
But
good
and
group.
also on the way down these watery areas, then there are tons of video too that could be picked up. I mean, just if it would just, that's what I'm saying. If you could get a hold of a news reporter that could say, we're asking or have, the family's asking you, if you own a business or if you own a ring phone on your door, if you could
Yeah.
check it, and if any video finds this car coming by your business or coming by your house, please, please notify the police because they feel like the car is the answer on where the missing person is.
Okay.
I'm just
Absolutely.
telling you that is the answer.
Um,
What?
they said Adventures with a Purpose. That he only does cold cases. Hey,
Well, you
you
don't
never
know.
know.
You
You
never
never
know.
know. You reach out to him as a brother, wanting to know if they can help. I mean, if I was them, I would help.
The main
Yeah,
thing
and
is
if not, they
you
may know
appeal
someone
for
or
people to check
something.
their video. You know,
Absolutely.
uh, because you got to think in the big scale, not just in the little scale. Because if the car was stolen, say, or knocked them in the head, stole the car, you don't know what's happened. And I would
Exactly.
just make it where, if anybody checked the video, they'll find the car eventually. Cars don't disappear forever,
Well, that
you know.
1970s
Absolutely.
did.
Yeah. Well, listen, James, if you Mike, I'm gonna ask everybody y'all in prayer and that something answered will come to y'all on this case. Let us know if if they do find her, if she's safe, if not, and what the status is, and we will put out anything,
Absolutely.
within reason on this channel, okay?
For sure. I will
And
keep you
we'll be
guys
praying for
updated. I
you.
thank you guys so much for reaching out to me. I thank you guys for sharing my GoFundMe with your followers as well. Thank you so much,
We
even
will
for,
definitely do.
you were the first people that reached out and offered to do this. So it means a lot. I've kind of been stepping away from this because I have to get my mental right at the same time. So you're
Right.
bringing me back into it, and I appreciate the suggestions as well. It's great suggestions. I got it all written down here. So absolutely. And I'll go and read the comments tomorrow, and I'll also screen record it and I'll share it, or I'll just share it directly from the YouTube to my Facebook page tomorrow as well.
There you go.
There you go. And anything at all we can help you with,
Yeah.
don't hesitate to do it. And if we can make, we will. I promise you,
Hit
okay?
us up. Hit me up on the message and Facebook, and send me the GoFundMe page. I saw it on something, but it'll be better if it comes from you, and we'll put it on our community page, and I'll put it on my Facebook page too.
And if you want to, send her a private message on the detective's name, and we'll
Yeah.
pass it to one of our subscribers that knows them up there. And sometimes it just takes somebody, speaking to somebody within a department that knows him. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All right,
Thank you
James. Thank
again.
you, buddy. We'll be praying for you, and
All right. You guys
anytime
have
you
a great
change, just
night.
call.
You
You
too.
too.
Bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.
All right. We want to hope James has good luck there. I do want to bring up another case while we're here. A couple of cases, actually. One is this one here. They have some new information on the Michael Vaughn, the little missing boy in Fruitland, Utah. They've apparently pulled video from video cameras, and they've got two unknown people and two vehicles on security footage around where the little boy went missing. And this is Brian, a picture of Brian and the shirt that he was wearing. We've talked about this case before. This is the picture of the cars that they are looking for. That's pretty bold, them coming out and putting that, but this is in the area where he went missing, and so they're appealing to the owners of these vehicles to come out and say, hey, that was me that passed by the house or whatever. They're also looking for a male adult with dark hair and facial hair wearing dark colored shorts, no shirt, seen jogging on the sidewalk um, of 8th Street near Crestview Park around 6:15 p.m. A second male adult with dark hair wearing a white t-shirt, black shorts was walking off of 8th Street down into the park area past the splash pad toward the lower drainage between the neighborhoods. It's very important to understand these people are not suspects or person of interest, but they're important to talk to each of them, and they want to rule them out. So if at least they do have video and they are passing this to the public. Hopefully, hopefully that they will get some type of lead. They have said still the parents are very cooperative. And when they say that, that's saying that they're not a suspect at this time. So,
And I can't imagine being that dad.
yeah, I
He
can't
was at
even.
home when the little boy went missing. I can't even imagine that.
No, uh, they're wanting, of course, any information to call them. Now, the case other case I wanted to bring up, and this is a pretty sad case, but I'm gonna tell you, this one to me, I don't get it. I'll tell you my opinion on it. Um, these are Campbell County brothers, and I got a case through an email. Somebody emailed me. I think it might have been Beachbum. If you might have emailed me on this, they were missing after leaving home to search for ginseng. And I don't know if you know what ginseng is. Ginseng grows wild in Tennessee, and the roots are used in Chinese medicine. They sell for about it sells for about $1,000 a pound
Yeah.
for the roots. Now, to get a pound of roots is a lot. I mean, it takes a lot of roots to make a pound, but still, $1,000 a pound. Now, my theory on this is that these guys, their car start off with was this car. It was parked by a funeral home at the end of the county where these guys went searching. Now they're 51 and 44. They're not kids.
Yeah.
And these guys, I'm going to show you what they look like. They look like they live in the mountains. I mean, they look like they've been around the block.
Dynasty guys.
Yeah, they look like they've been around the block. And this is how they earn their living. So they're not like um, just wandering around the woods. Now, my theory is this, because I know that area where the area they went missing. I mean, I haven't been in the woods there, but I know looking at that part of the state, they could have rolled up. They could have been hunting ginseng and came up on somebody else that was hunting ginseng and had some words about this is my area, your area. They could have got into it. And when you're talking about $1,000 a pound for this stuff, violence could have broke out. They could have walked up on a meth lab or some type of marijuana grow operation, even though it is kind of late in the year to be growing marijuana in the wild. It could have been a greenhouse type thing. It could have been anything like that.
Moonshine.
It could have been a moonshine steal up in that area. Um, Lots of stuff where they could have walked up on some criminal activity that was going on, and 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 got killed for it.
Well, and
You
remember,
know,
if y'all have never watched there's a what's it called? It's some kind of show that we watched about ginseng. It was named like Mountain Man, or I
yeah,
don't
it
know.
was something. But
They go,
I'm telling you, I have been in these type of woods in Tennessee where you walk out in the woods and you walk up on somebody doing something that maybe is you probably didn't need to be looking at, the growing something or whatever. And I'm talking about when I was smaller, maybe we were 15, 16 years old. I remember in particular, I was with a group of people. We were 16. We're driving through the hills of Tennessee because it was just like 30 miles from my house was Tennessee line. We used to go up in Tennessee and just drive these old dirt roads and stuff. And I remember we came around a corner and there was a barn, and it had about 30 400 or 500 cars around this barn. So, stupid as we were, we hopped out of the truck and went in to see what's happening. They had a big cockfight going on. Now, those are totally illegal. Betting on roosters, in there, each other killing each other. And if they would have thought we were the cops, well, we might have disappeared too. So, anything could have happened. Said Campbell County Sheriff's Office is searching for two brothers who went missing after leaving home to search for ginseng on August the 6th in Claryville. Scott and Tracy Hawkins were last seen by their mother on August 6th when they drove her car to Holly Campbell's funeral home on Highway 116, parked it across the street to go hunt for ginseng in the woods there. The vehicle was located, but neither the missing men had been found by deputies. Were completed a localized search on August 8th. Daily searches have been ongoing since then. Sheriff's Office used drones, canines, off-road vehicles, foot searches. Multiple law enforcement agencies in surrounding areas have assisted in searching for the Hawkins brothers over the past week. Depending on the weather, searching will continue for the next few days. Anyone with information is asked to or encouraged to call the Campbell County Sheriff's Office.
And this mother has two sons she's missing, and we saw a news clip of her, and it was sad.
Yeah, I mean, I just hate. I have to tell you, I have been in the woods up in Kentucky and all this stuff as a kid, 16, 17, 18 years old. And there is a lot of stuff up there in the woods that can hide out. I mean, even my father-in-law's farm there, you can be just off the road a half mile and you'll feel like you're in the woods of 1,000 miles. I mean, it's very dense. And I don't mean Ku Klux Klan, but Tennessee in the mountains is very clannish. And what I mean by that is everybody knows everybody, and you're not supposed
Everybody's
to
related to everybody.
everybody. So these guys, I'm sure, knew everybody in the area, but they could have walked up on something that they shouldn't have.
Yeah, because you can't say a bear could have killed them because
Not two
not
of them
two
like
of them.
that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't say maybe they fell off the bluff. These guys knew the woods. That's they hunted ginseng for a living.
Can I tell you,
And
when we took Maggie and Gracie down here to this state park into the woods, Maggie and I got out of there before you and Gracie did, and I turned around to tell you which way we were going to go, and I couldn't see you. And I mean, you were behind the trees, and I happened to lean looking for you and found you. So it's easy to get lost in the woods.
yeah, I doubt these guys got lost though. I mean,
Yeah, well,
these guys look like they were raised in the woods and they were ginseng hunters, so they knew that. I'm sure they knew the area. I would bet money when this is all found out that they saw something they didn't need to see, and sometimes you may cost you your life. And I hope and pray that they are not deceased, but I would bet money if they walked up on something like, maybe I would think it would have to be more than moonshine, but it could be moonshine. It could be like a gigantic meth lab, or it could have been.
this day,
It could have been anything. It could have been
Skitty said
anything.
that seems like the most likely scenario. As a teen, my friend and I almost got shot driving the back roads of southern Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, when you go out here and you're in the woods, or you wander up on somebody's property, and you talking about ginseng, $1,000 a pound, you could very easily get shot.
You remember when we were in Huntsville and we went to that house and it was nighttime and there was a whole group of us and we went on this man's property and he came out and shot
Sally
Sally Carter's grave.
grave
He shot a double barrel shotgun,
in
thank
the
goodness,
air.
in the air, but it scared all of us.
So, I mean, I would just, unfortunately, it's going to take probably some information from a criminal informant to solve this case. Somebody's going to get caught, and they're going to use that chip of information to help themselves out of a crime. And unless these guys are found, but I would bet money it's going to take some type of informant's information to find out. So anyway, keep up with that case, and we'll see where it goes. I have been checking with the Brian Laundry Hunt. I am of the opinion that they've had tons of witnesses that supposedly have seen him on the Appalachian Trail, but the police are still searching the swamp. So I'm going to go back to my law enforcement roots and say, if the police are still hunting the swamp, then they know something that we don't. That's all I'm going to say, because I don't know what that could be,
Look what Black
but
Widow
we'll
said.
see. What?
Black Widow said, I walked up on a man killing his wife in a tent. I was only 13 years old. At that age, you tend to get scared and not say anything. I went back to my parents and told them I need to talk to a ranger. I assist. Okay, but never mind. That's.
Wow. You just don't know what you're going to see, especially in the woods.
Wolfman
I
said,
mean,
I assisted in a search for recovery in Kentucky a couple of months ago for Candy Green, and that's some crazy terrain.
yeah, I have been all. I mean, I've been multiple places through Tennessee, and I had friends that owned his father owned land in Tennessee, and just some crazy stuff. I've been all over Tennessee, and we've hiked in that around the Appalachian Trail up in that area of the woods. It is very dense. I mean, you can walk 30, 40 feet off the trail in any of the woods in Alabama, Tennessee, even up here in Wisconsin, and you get turned around so easy. But these guys, I don't think they got lost.
Hey, Black
Not
Widow,
1 second. I think they walked up on something.
Black Widow, did you go to the Rangers? And if so, did they catch the man?
That's incredible.
I can't imagine being 13 years old and seeing that.
Mm.
Shh, shh, shh. It's okay. We have neighbors tonight, and I think they're out there making a fire, and the dogs are. Well, Gracie's antsy, but Maggie's asleep. Gracie, hush.
Wow. Tag guns. Yeah,
That's
and
when Sketty took the wrong road.
yeah, I was, a lot of people are anti-gun. I realize that, but I was raised. You gotta go back to where you were raised. I was raised in Alabama and Tennessee, and guns are was a fact of life. In fact, in high school, it was nothing to see a gun on the back of a rifle rack in a pickup truck in the parking lot. That was just how it was. But nobody got shot when I was in high school. And I know for a fact that my friends had rifles on rifle racks in their trucks in the parking lot in plain view. And there was not a single shooting in my high school, not one. And guns were just, I grew up in a house of guns. I mean, my father had maybe 5, 10 guns, shotguns, pistols, everything. I never picked them up as a kid. I never handled a gun. I was taught not to until I was old enough to learn how to shoot one, and then for over 20 something years as or 33 years as a cop. So, but I have seen people, kids that have shot themselves and shot other people, and unfortunately, that is, they do. But it depends on how you are with guns. Some people don't even want to look at a gun.
Look at Gov Cusker.
Yeah. Yep. But in the South and
Gracie.
really all over, it depends on how you're raised. I could tell you stories and make your hair curl, but It's just the way
Would
it
you
is.
please tell me some of those stories? Because I need some curly hair.
Well, see, I've been saying some old Southern sayings here lately, and
Don't say
I'm
them.
not going to say it, but my wife has told me not to say some of them, but she says they mean one thing, and I don't think they do.
Well, I do, and you won't let me tell the mole joke.
No.
So if you won't let me tell the mole joke, you can't say that.
Okay.
Because I
All
like
right.
my 3 little moles.
Well, I'll tell the church joke too. It wasn't really a church joke.
Oh, now.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
now.
We're getting
Okay,
down
y'all,
deep.
Tuesday, we've got another, and y'all tell us if you like having the actual family members on or the friends come on and speak about the
Yeah,
people.
because the channel does is we're in a stale time on our channel. We're not growing at all.
Well, and
So
the ones when the people come on seem to get less views than the Gabbies or Barry Morphew and
and
all.
look, listen, I'm not complaining. Okay, it just makes me think that maybe that we're not really interesting. When you got people like Duty Ron, and you got people like all these other people that like Chris when Chris was on. Uh, Duty started after we did, and now he's over 100,000 subscribers. Now it's just I guess that's way. And the RV channel, even though we are growing, we're at only 700 and
48.
around 750 at the one that's running across the bottom of the screen. We're at 750, and instead of doing just one video a week, we put out 3 a week, 3 videos a week on our
Oh,
RV channel. So
interview rooms
you
back
know,
on YouTube.
well, that's
That's
fine.
good.
I don't have any problem with that. Uh, I never was a part of that,
Hey,
whatever
y'all,
happened, but
don't
you know.
forget to share the Katie Cawthorn. Her case is not getting anything. Um, I don't think last time I checked, I think they had $275 or something like that in the GoFundMe.
Well,
So
they are working on that, but I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to both of our channels. The 1 million mile road trip. Since we're trying to break 1,000 subscribers, I would appreciate it, and also this channel if you would. And I'll ask you this: tonight, if we said anything of any benefit, give us a thumbs up. If
yeah,
we didn't, give us a thumbs down. The algorithm of the channel, it doesn't care. They want interaction. If you leave us a comment, I'd appreciate it if you leave us a comment. But we are trying to build the 1 million mile road trip RV channel up, and I would ask you, if you are not a subscriber, if you could please subscribe, we would appreciate it. So
and on this video tonight with James, if you'll go on and share it on your Facebook page, just there's a share button underneath underneath the picture. Just click the share button and share it on Instagram or on Facebook, anywhere you can, to get the word out about Sequoia, because I don't think she's getting any attention, and I think
well,
she needs it.
yeah. All right, so we're going to go tonight. We will see you on Tuesday. We will be in and outside of Milwaukee on Tuesday, and we
Yay!
will be and have some great internet by then. So
Maybe we won't be fuzzy.
maybe when we won't be fuzzy. So
Y'all have a great
y'all
weekend.
take care of yourself,
And
uh,
thank y'all for being here, and thank you for your suggestions for James. Y'all are a fantastic group, and we really do love you guys.
all right. Thank you for the new member too. We had a new member join. We do appreciate that.
Of course we love you.
So y'all take care of yourselves, and we love you, and hope to talk to you soon. Good night. Where am I? Oh, I didn't do what I was supposed to do
They
here.
said
Hold on a second.
they love us even if we are fuzzy.
Even when we are fuzzy. All right.
Boy, your hair is
Wait a
shining
minute.
white. Look.
Okay.
You're